Brothers and sisters, we need a Eucharistic revival. Some of you may remember the study that came out in 2019 that said that nearly 2/3 of Catholics in America do not believe in the real presence of Jesus in the Eucharist. Now, others say that that statistic's not very accurate, but yet our parish and so many parishes throughout the United States are still struggling to get back to even 60% attendance at Mass on Sundays. Now, it seems obvious to me that this Eucharist, this sacrament that we hold as the source and summit of our faith, is widely misunderstood. This Eucharist that has produced saints like St. Mother Teresa of Calcutta, St. John Paul II, this Eucharist that has been defended by the Church for 2,000 years and has been defended by countless martyrs, is being undervalued. So, how do we get our brothers and sisters back? We need a Eucharistic revival. But revival begins with a personal encounter with the living God. I had my first encounter with Jesus in the Eucharist when I was 19 years old as my sophomore in college at Illinois State University. Though I had been raised in the faith my whole life, I went on my first spiritual retreat. And on that retreat, I kept hearing people say things like, Jesus is in the Eucharist. Did you know that Jesus is in the Eucharist? I had no idea what they meant, and yet I found myself kneeling on a gym floor at a random high school in front of a communion wafer wrapped in gold. And in that moment, I heard that voice again. Jesus is in the Eucharist. I was in a pretty rough place in my life, and so I gave it a chance. I took a leap of faith and I said, God, I need you. And if you're here, I need you to let me know that you're here. And right after I made that prayer, the priest got up and he started carrying that monstrance around to each of the students, stopping at each person. And when it came to me, I instinctively bowed. And I felt pretty silly doing it until I heard him. God spoke to me, and I heard him for probably the first time in my entire life. He said, Konnor, I am here, and I have always been here. That day changed everything for me, and since then I've been to countless hours of adoration, seeking that voice again. And every time that I go, I find something else. Sometimes it's peace. Sometimes it's interior healing. Sometimes he pricks my conscience. But every time I go, I know that he's transforming me, making me more like him. Brothers and sisters, maybe you need an encounter with Christ. Maybe you need a fresh encounter. Maybe you need a first encounter. Well, now's your chance. Please come join us at our next Eucharistic Encounter Night, Sunday, November 12th at 4 p.m. here in the church, and you won't be disappointed. Jesus is waiting for you. He loves you. We need a Eucharistic encounter. Thank you, and God love you.